Meet the ASUS ROG Strix 532L, also known as the Strix SCAR 15, a 15.6-inch premium gaming laptop featuring the latest Intel 10th generation processor, a GeForce RTX 2060 graphics card, and this time, bundled with a 1080p 60 webcam. But is it worth it? Let's find out. Out of the box comes the Strix SCAR 15, with an included bag which is actually a ROG Ranger BP 1500 gaming backpack, with some deviations from the original logo design, but basically the same thing. A ROG Gladius 2 gaming mouse with RGB lights that can be customized with the Aurora Sync app, and finally, a GC21 webcam, aka the ROG Eye, that features a full HD 1080p, perfect for game streaming at 60 FPS. Unfortunately, no headset was included, but since this was pre-ordered, they were kind enough to include a home and student version of Microsoft Office. Or maybe it's just that expensive, so they needed to give it more value. Take note that these accessories are not covered by the ASUS International 2-year warranty or by the local store you buy this at. But hey, at least you get over $390 worth of savings if you're planning to buy the basic Microsoft Office, a ROG bag, mouse, and a webcam for your premium laptop anyway. And of course, an awesome looking ROG snap power adapter and extension cable to recharge the beast. The build quality feels rigid and durable, despite the fact that the body is still made out of plastic. The display lid is made out of aluminum, which is more of a fingerprint magnet and has a bit of a screen flex. It has 2 vents on the rear and 1 on the right side, and cuts underneath the CPU and GPU to help manage cooling. This unit comes packed with the latest Intel Core i7-10875H processor and NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060 with 6GB of GDDR6V RAM, 16GB of DDR4 memory with clock rates that can reach 3200 MHz, upgradable to 32GB of RAM in dual channel. My unit features a 15.6-inch Full HD IPS level panel with a 240Hz screen and a refresh rate of 3 milliseconds, which ASUS says is 100% sRGB, though you may opt to get the 300Hz model with an RTX 2070 Super if you have extra cash lying around. As far as storage, this configuration came with 1TB M.2 NVMe PCIe SSD in RAID 0, which can expand up to 3 SSDs. Plenty of space to save your Microsoft Office documents, video editing software, plus your on-the-go Steam library. Personally, I would prefer to save majority of my games in a separate external hard drive or a portable SSD to save some more space for heavy video editing on this laptop itself. For the I/O, it's very much identical to its predecessor, the SCAR 3 and Hero 3 lineup, featuring 3 USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type-A ports on the left side, a USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C, HDMI 2.0, a RJ45 jack, and a power plug connector for its 230 power brick at its backside, with an exemption of the brand new Keystone 2, a red NFC-enabled key that pretty much does the same thing as the Keystone 1, like unlock personal settings, quick launch apps and games, and gives you access to a hidden shadow drive. I think this time gives you a quicker login/logout option, similar to a real keycard. Thanks to ASUS liquid metal cooling application, the CPU now gets up to 12 degrees Celsius cooler, a 100 MHz faster GPU clock speed, and up to 4% increased noise improvement. Having that said, stress testing this bad boy in Cinebench R20 gives a benchmark score of 4035, which is pretty impressive for a laptop its size. However, I've noticed scores dropping to 2900 up to 3400 in hotter conditions. Which leads us to gaming. With a 240Hz IPS panel, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone gives us an average FPS of 70 to 90 in high settings. But with OBS turned on, the FPS drops to 40 to 60 FPS, which is still acceptable if you plan to game and stream at the same time. For CSGO, this puts out an FPS range of 160 to 230 in high settings. I'm not too particular with the FPS count, but gaming on the screen is absolutely stunning. You also have the option to manage your screen through the Game Visual app in the Armoury Crate software, which maximizes the visuals to your chosen game genre. For sure, a gaming desktop PC would easily top those numbers, but for the portability, the SCAR isn't a bad choice. Just make sure you always have the power adapter wherever you go. Sad to say, the battery life in this still isn't impressive. Don't expect to have a lag-free extended game session without an outlet support, or else you might have an awful stuttering gameplay experience. But with the battery plugged in, this machine is an absolute powerhouse. If you plan to use this from light to medium work from home and office tasks, you should get by and squeeze a good 2 to 3 hours of productivity. Just remember to turn off your RGB lights to save more juice. And maybe lower the screen brightness. And also turn on your battery saver mode as well. Typing the keyboard is truly comfortable and responsive due to the ROG overstroke technology, which captures the key press about halfway earlier than other keyboard designs. I'm actually quite impressed by the quality of the side-firing speakers. The built-in smart amp keeps the sound within its limits to help reduce damage to the cones. Though for gaming, I would still recommend wearing a headset for a more immersive experience and to create spatial awareness advantage on more competitive titles. In conclusion, the ASUS ROG G532L might be the entry level for the SCAR series with a 10th gen Intel CPU, but packs a lot of muscle under the hood. Getting the 17-inch i9 model with the RTX 2080 is just asking too much money. Personally, I find the i9's raw power and performance cramped to a tight space wouldn't be as efficient in terms of cooling. I would rather spend more and get a decent gaming desktop PC instead. If you're on a budget, you might want to consider getting the Strix G series with a 6-core i7-10750H processor on either the G512 or G712 models. Despite the hefty price tag, there's always something to look forward to when opening this laptop. Whether you're gaming all night or working all day, this laptop will be able to keep up with you for years to come. Thank you for watching my review. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up button and remember to subscribe to the channel. This is the Epic Wolverine signing off. Until the next one.